Slaptail Squad, assemble.
Oh yeah, shamelessly stealing some tunes. Oh yeah. Yeah, who's back? Yeah, who's back? Yes, who's back? Yes, who's back? Yes, who's back? Na, 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 na. All right, that's enough of that so we don't get sued by Eminem. If you're listening to this, you are a member of the great Slaptail Nation, my nation. And who am I? I'm the Beaveman, master of the universe, creator of all things great and small, and Lord High Commander of the great Slaptail Nation Army. And it's season 5, baby. It is episode 1 of season 5. We've been together for 4 seasons. This is the beginning of season 5, so we haven't been together for 5 seasons. And with me today, live from the Uniden, where tragedy just never ends, is my number 2, soon to be my number 6, the Ronz.
So who's in front of me for the number 6?
Everybody and their mothers, brothers, fathers, sisters, cousins.
Well, there you go. Kentucky, here we come.
Ronz,
Yes.
what have you been up to? Nah, we'll hold it. We'll wait for later. How art thou?
I'm okay.
He's okay. Ladies and gentlemen of the great Slaptail Nation, Ronz is okay. Excellent. All right, is your tummy full?
No.
Is
No.
your sugar high?
Is your sugar high now? Do you feel like your blood sugar is at its maximum peak right now and you can make it through this next hour of the show without eating something?
Probably not, but I don't want to start drama. You know how it goes with me. I got drama following me everywhere. So we'll call
Ronz
it
doesn't
good.
want to start drama. There's the first.
He's got drama in the front,
That's
drama behind,
Yeah, drama
drama
behind.
all
There
around.
you go.
All right, well then, moving on. Also with us today, here live in the Uniden.
No, I'm in the
Yes.
beaver den.
Oh, you're right. We're in the Beaver Den. Sorry. I'm not even going to edit that out. Here in the Beaver Den is my lovely 5 in Brazil, the Swan. Say hello, Swan.
Hello, Swan.
Nicely done.
I think you had to be there.
Well, if you watch the YouTube clip, everyone can be there. Also with us today, coming to us from Jackum Stabum, Such a Chocolate, our own personal pudding pop, Jumanji.
Good evening, V-Man.
Good evening, Jumanji.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Ronz.
Yes.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Swan.
Yes.
Good evening.
Good evening.
All right, moving on. It's been a interesting few months. It's been an interesting break. I, for one, am glad to be back. I mean, I was super glad to be back. Now I'm just glad to be back. Because you know what? This is my thing, man. This is my jam, podcasting. We had some extra episodes thanks to JD Hutchins of the Monsters Lair. Took us down on a wild ride with cryptids and Men in Black and aliens. And then we had also some extra content where the Ronz joined us at Bright House Studios,
Yeah, that was a great time.
where once again Jumanji ditched us. Where once again Jumanji bailed.
Sorry.
He had better things to do, much like how he bailed on our second comedy show.
You want to explain that one, Jumanji?
Let's go live to Jumanji. Jumanji, explain your fucking self.
So, this one test
That's a bunch of bullshit.
Are you coming to the show to the weekend? And I was like, yes, my thinking was weekend, it being a Saturday show. Not once did I actually look at the date of when it was. I was just thinking the weekend going to be a Saturday. I'll be there. Had every intent, but was not, no excuse, because I didn't look at the date that
So-
was posted on the flyer
Mm-hmm.
that was shared. So
And on our
is-
text. I believe we said several times what day it was on our text messages to each other as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay.
I don't know. I know I saw the flyer, and I know the date was on the flyer that I did not obviously pay attention to. So Yes, that is totally on Jumanji.
And I was going to message the same day just to say, hey, but then I was like, nah, I don't want to be pushy. I'm sure Jumanji will be there.
Yeah, I honestly had every intent.
How does it feel to be a day late and $1 short?
Clever, Swan.
I know, right? I
Very.
had to make sure I said it correctly as well. Oh, no. No.
No.
No.
Oh.
I still love you, Jumanji. It's okay.
It wasn't for Jumanji.
It was for me. I know it was for me. I was moving on that I still love him for missing the show. Not for the crickets that you played for my lame joke. I was moving on. I was ignoring it.
I like it, Swan.
Yeah, you like it?
Jumanji.
She's up on the Beaveman. She's
Divert.
not falling for it anymore.
Not falling for it. Divert.
Not trying to make you mad or anything, Jumanji, but this is now the second time that Ronz has seen me do stand up. So you are now
I'm
behind.
too behind. I am.
You
Well,
are.
you're one. You're one behind because you've seen me do stand up.
Yeah, but he's 2 shows behind.
How?
Because he.
Well, Ronz didn't go to the first one.
You're right.
So he's
you're
only
right. All right,
one.
you just.
It's 2-1.
All right.
And dare we say it, in Ronz's favor.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think your first one, if I remember correctly, your very first one was the open mic night at Valhalla.
Now, it wasn't my first one. It was the first one you went to.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought that was your first attempt.
No, the first attempt was the big show we had with Mike that you had the family emergency and couldn't be at.
Yeah. More drama.
More drama.
Or drama.
That one's actual drama.
Made the biggest man win, Ronz.
There you go.
It's a challenge.
It's not a competition for my love.
It is. It is.
It
Ooh, look at
isn't-
the guns.
It's not a
Tronde's
competition
gun.
for my love because Jumanji's already won, so it doesn't really matter.
Aw.
Yeah. Anyway,
There you go. There you go.
let's get around the room here. Let's see what's been going on. Who would like to start? Who would like to tell us about their time during the break? Wow.
Go ahead,
I'm trying to think of all the good things.
What a fucking pause. While you guys think about it, what order you're going to go in, I would like to say that behind the scenes, as Ronz likes to say, the show is doing pretty well, even though we were on break. We have made the American charts for improv podcasts. We have made the top 300 more times than we've ever made. I think we've only made the American charts like one other time, but I got another message today. I was telling Swan how exciting it was. I think I posted it on Facebook. I was like, hey, this is a big deal because there are millions of podcasts, and we've actually made it onto the top 300 Apple podcasts for improv more than one time. And then I checked today also, and the highest we've been is actually, I think, what did I say, Swan? Like the 45th spot or something
like that.
Wow.
So when you think it's not possible, it is.
It is.
And I would like to personally thank myself.
Yeah.
Making
Myself.
Yeah.
And
There
all
we
of our
go.
listeners
There
in
we go.
Egypt.
Oh, yes, and our listeners in Egypt, in Spain, and America. But I should go without saying that I'm thanking the listeners, but mostly, other than them, thank the one who's made this the most successful from all their hard work. I'd like to thank me.
I'd like to thank me.
I'd like to thank me. Fuck the Academy.
Me.
Fuck the Academy. All those things.
Let's start thanking
Fantastic,
Brazil because maybe
fantastic.
they'll invite you.
Ooh, that'd be nice. That's an inside joke, though, Swan. We don't.
I know.
All right, Ronz, tell us. Hit us with it. What's been going on? Happy.
Not
things.
much. Just kind of hanging in there, B-Man.
Well, that was a short segment. Moving on.
We must like drama. We probably should bring back the drama.
I said happy things. I'm like, tell us some happy things, Ronz.
Maybe there's some happy
what
dramatic
happy things
things
happened on the break? You had a break from podcasting. What happy things happened?
What did
Not
you do
much,
this
just-
summer? It was summer vacation.
No, not much. I mean, just kind of, I was
Hanging out.
there.
He was there.
Yeah, I was there.
Okay.
I was there.
Okay,
Wow.
Jumanji, what you got? Summer vacation.
So summer vacation. Over the summer, I turned a year older. I am one step closer to 40.
Ooh.
Congratulations.
Happy birthday
Congrats.
to Jumanji.
I'm interested in Beaveman and the Ronz if as a man, if something just starts to switch for you when you are approaching that age of like where your life was. But I don't know if I'm having like a midlife crisis, what have you. But
Did you buy a sports
man.
car?
No, you
Yeah, I was
started
gonna
like
say, did you go out
No.
and get yourself? No.
you
No?
guys
I
went there.
wish.
You guys went there. I immediately thought he was switching back to pussy. You guys are saying
Yeah, well,
sports
that would
car.
have been great.
It's like I've decided I like vagina again.
Yeah, but I don't think I'd
Mm.
switch in my older age to pussy. I mean, like even as my own self, I'd rather. I don't
Well,
know.
you know, I did remember.
No.
You know, I did
Beaveman,
remember the comment.
Beaveman.
I did remember the comment at the
Yeah,
Beaveman's
yeah.
birthday party. Is that I met your partner and he was a great guy, but he says I don't like chocolate. And we all went.
No, we
"What?"
all didn't. Just you. That was just
okay,
you.
just me.
It actually
But I
was.
went,
You were the
"What?"
only person who reacted in the entire room.
Well, yeah. I mean, come on, sexual chocolate, and you don't like chocolate? Come on now, come
you know
on.
what's really good is that we've never heard Ronz bring this up on any previous podcast.
Yeah, there you go.
Not
I
like
did
It's
that.
for,
everything.
it's for our new listeners.
Not like every single podcast since my birthday party, but that's okay. Yeah, if you're a new listener, I guess it's new shit.
Yeah, as always.
So
Yes,
what
yes.
is your midlife? What is your new midlife crisis that you feel like you're about to? Is it a good one or a bad one?
I don't know because I don't necessarily know what a midlife crisis is supposed to be like. And I'm just saying like, oh, I must be having a midlife crisis. Like, oh, my heart is beating fast. I must be having a heart attack. Like someone doesn't really know exactly what they're experiencing. But I've been like just trying
Tell
to
us
get different
more.
things.
Is this happening right now?
No.
Okay, good.
But just trying to just like want things to be different in life, having different expectations, having a different level of understanding about myself and the world. And yeah, my mind just seems to be evolving to a more or a different level of maturity.
Okay. And does that level of maturity, does it stress the importance of not letting your friends down and being somewhere that you say you're going to be, or is it?
Yes, it does. It actually does. Like,
How so?
like because like I know I missed a show, and I'm like, when Beaveman texted me, it was like, yeah, the show was great last night, and I was just like, fuck. Because I planned my Saturday to be done by 5:30 so I can be showered, cleaned, and be presentable because Swan made a big announcement about not showing up in wrinkled clothes. So I was like, I'm not going to do that. But yeah, so I kick myself in the ass for that.
Oh.
That's all right. We're going to have lots of shows.
And I will be there.
You will be there. It's all right.
And
You
I'm
don't,
going
you don't
to
have to make it
even-
to. You don't have to make it to every show. I thought it was funny. I was like, huh, I didn't see Jumanji anywhere.
I know.
That's all right. Ronz was there.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah, definitely. That was a great comedy club. I mean, you'd never know it existed unless you actually put the word out, of course, what you guys said. And you walk through it and you go downstairs. And I'm like, okay, this is a bit weird. It's like a cult meeting.
There was
And then-
stairs.
Stairs? Where were you at? What did you do?
Ronz went to the basement for the cult
He
meeting.
Yeah.
rappelled in from the ceiling. What stairs did you go on?
Well, you walk into
Those invisible stairs.
Were you the
Yeah, the
guy that
invisible
he had
stairs.
to
I'm
chase
sorry.
out from the upstairs? Some guy
No,
went
you-
up the stairs and was wandering around. Was that you?
That could have been me. No, you walk into the church and you're like, okay, what? I did not expect what I expected.
Ah.
It was a pretty good club.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a great
Nice,
venue.
great
That
venue,
venue
great
is
venue.
freaking amazing.
Yeah.
Love it.
Well, I agree to your point, not to mine, but it was something I didn't expect to see in a church.
It's not a church anymore. Shout
How
out
did
to
you know
Crawl
that?
Space Theater.
didn't
Because
re-
we know. Oh,
We
you didn't
know,
know that.
and
We
you
know.
know.
I thought you said we don't. How do we know that? Because we know.
I didn't know that.
Anyways.
Anyways,
So you're getting more introspective, maybe,
yeah,
or something?
Jumanji, what are you trying to say?
I am. I mean, it could be that I'm just like learning about myself at this stage of life that I'm now entering.
aren't you always learning about yourself somehow? I mean, you are a counselor. You're a great hugger. I mean, every time I speak to you, it's like, well, this happened in my life, and maybe you can draw upon that experience. So I always think that you have some sage wisdom to pass on because you're always you have this, as the Swan says, introspective insight.
Also, as a side note, gayhead is what Ronz from the
There we
Slaptail
go.
podcast wants
There we
Jumanji to
fucking
kick
go. There we go. There we go. There we go.
So is this I'm gonna go off of what Ron said, because you're all counselory and giving and more giving to yourself. Is it time for Jumanji to be selfish?
That's a part of where I am, which is interesting, and it's different for me because that's not, as we said, like my makeup.
Yeah, because I've known you for like what, probably 15 plus years now, easily.
I think more.
Yeah, I was gonna say at least 15 plus
Yeah,
years. And you give like your whole summer to camp. You give your whole everything to everybody from the beginning of the morning till the end of the night. So maybe it is time to be selfish, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I would
Take my advice at either.
Yeah, but I would also say that Jumanji's wardrobe and human spice rack, if you will, would suggest that he has a relatively elevated level of selfishness already.
Okay, well, what's wrong with that? As long as you aren't like racking up the credit card debt to get
say that
said.
Jumanji isn't selfish in some way or vain, etc. Not that he shouldn't be, because he's a beautiful man. But just saying.
Would you say that selfishness will bring drama?
Yes.
Only if you bring the drama.
Only if you are selfish with other people, not just yourself. Jumanji's selfish with himself. Right. In other words, he's making he might be denying himself a bucket of fried chicken just so he can get his hair cut. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's not really selfish. I mean, we all need a decent haircut.
Says Ronz that looks like he got attacked by a Floby.
Okay, Ronz, though.
There you go.
Let's take your haircut.
Well, that's dating yourself a Floby. I haven't heard that in a long time.
Let's take the haircut that Ronz has and the haircut that I have. What do you think? How fast do you think our hair gets cut? I mean, you don't sit there for like an hour and have somebody style your hair, right?
No.
Not
at all.
How long does yours take? Mine takes like 5 minutes.
Jumanji, how long does yours take?
That's not what I'm asking Ronz how long his takes, Swan.
Depending on if I let it grow out, about maybe a half hour, no less than
Your haircut takes a half an hour?
Where do you go?
Yeah.
Your haircut takes a half an hour. You need to get your money back, your time back.
Where do you go get your haircut?
I usually get a fade in with a high and tight.
Okay, but still, why does that take a half an hour?
Because I go to a barber school, so they practice, so they take their time. Listen, I'm already going bald. Let's face it. So if they screw it up,
just shave it off and start over. Okay,
exactly.
so what you're saying is they cut the hair 3 times because student 1 starts, student 2.
No, it's just the same. Student
2.
Like, okay, next haircut.
Can I just
and
say
then the
that
supervisor comes over
and
I was trying to make
the supervisor.
I was trying to make a point, but it's amazing how I tried to make this point with Ronz in solidarity, because it's clear that we don't spend a lot of money on our haircut or time, but Ronz instead says it takes a half an hour for my hair to get cut, which makes you think he's going to some styling salon, and then he hits us with a major whammy of going, I go to a barber school to get my hair cut.
Yeah.
So I guess now we're back on the same level. Just mine takes less time.
I guess you should have just used me as comparison. Who gets my haircut maybe 3 times a year, and it takes an hour because they wash it, they cut it, and they blow dry.
No comparison there. Where are you getting that comparison?
Because I only go 3 times a year for an hour, not every week like Jumanji goes. For how long?
No, it's still not a comparison, Swan.
Okay, well, anyway, so go ahead.
The comparison is that Ronz and I get subpar shit haircuts that don't cost anything. His just happens to take a shitload longer time than mine.
Okay. Now, Jumanji, how often do you go get your hair did?
At least every 2 weeks.
Okay.
Every now and then, I might can push it to 3, depending on how low I get it tapered. But at minimum, every 2 weeks.
And how long does that take?
It lasts about 30 to 45 minutes.
And then does that include the beard as well?
Yeah, so if I do my beard, that's about 45 minutes, and it's an easily $40 haircut.
Wow.
So how often did you say you go?
At least 3 to 4 times. A bare minimum of twice.
Yes,
Roll with
exactly.
that shit.
Yeah, and I've been going to the same barber for 7 years now. Like,
And
not changing it.
is the barber in your town, or do you drive out of your way to go
He
to
goes
said
to
barber?
Flint. He's like, I'm gonna go to Flint or something just to get my haircut.
So I have 3 barbers,
Oh,
but my
jeez.
main one guy is in Kalamazoo. And if I do go to Flint, then my brother, who's also a barber, the best barber, I let him cut my hair.
Aw.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't even know what point I was making because it was so long ago.
But
because
I do.
I
Okay,
got
I have a.
I got so thrown off by Ron telling me that his haircut takes a half an hour until he gave me
Yeah.
some context. What you should have done first was Ron's was like,
Yes.
you should have said, hey, let me preface by saying I get my hair cut at a barber school. And then when you would have said a half an hour, I'd be like, okay, I get it. But when you said a half an hour, I was like, who is styling that for a half an hour? No offense. I mean, your haircut is not much better. Like, we don't have great haircuts because I don't spend a lot of money on my hair.
Ronz,
'cause
do
it's
they
gonna
do the
grow back.
eyebrows? Do they do the eyebrows too? At the
Yeah, they
barber
do
school?
occasionally.
Okay.
Yes, they do.
Jumanji, do you do your eyebrows?
I do my own.
Cute. Okay, so I have a challenge, not a challenge, but a suggestion. I think all of the guys need to go to Jumanji's brother for a barber excursion and see how it goes.
Hmm.
Do you think that your brother would
Give
be
him the
up for that?
location. How far is he
I
away?
cannot sit that long. I unlike Ron's, cannot sit for a half an hour with someone fucks with my hair when it could take them 5 minutes. To
But
cut.
what if they're like rubbing your head and doing all the barber things? Like
don't
you
care
would
about
you would
that.
be okay with
Barbers
that?
don't.
No?
Barbers don't
No?
do that.
They
They
just
don't do that.
I don't know. I mean, my lady does
They-
that, so
No. They cut
No?
your hair and you go. However, I would love for the Beaveman to experience my barbershop. Like, it's always a fucking comedy show.
Okay.
Every
Yeah,
time I walk in
I've
there.
asked you several times why, whenever we meet, it's always some white place. Every time I'm like, Jumanji, why did you drag me to yet another white person place? Every time.
But guess my barber is a white guy.
Oh, for the love of sacred fuck! Why can I not get any exposure to people who are other than white fucking people?
So,
Okay, I'll
Ken,
take-
do you think that your barber would be okay with doing a segment for the podcast if every squad member went?
Well, apparently now Swan. has
I'm a
decided
producer.
that-
I'm the CFO/CEO/director of the Slaptail Nation. So if I want to make suggestions, I can.
You can make suggestions. However, I am the director of talent management.
Talent
so-
management. Did you say producer? No,
I,
you
I
didn't.
am the number one producer as well.
Okay,
so
well, I am
you
the
can suck
second
it. I don't care
producer.
if you're the CFO or the CEO. In this instance, I trump thou.
Okay, but I think it's a good idea.
Whoa.
And Jumanji's down.
I don't want my hair cut by some white dude.
Honestly,
I want some white dude cutting my hair.
he's. Oh, trust me.
Ron's, ask the obvious
I
question.
wouldn't necessarily either, but like,
Ron's, be the bad guy and ask the obvious question. Do it, Ron.
I can't hear you, Ron.
Ron's really wants to ask the. Hey, my
He
question
wants
is:
to ask the
Do
question,
you
but
think
he
Ron's
just-
will? Do you think Ron's will ask the same obvious question I'm thinking of?
I don't know.
I really hope
but
he does.
I
feel
hope
like
he does
I
too.
feel like he's gonna blow it though, and it's not gonna
He's
go
gonna
my way.
forget the question.
So far, no segment has gone my way. No segment.
No, but seriously,
gone
I
my
think
way.
it would be a great excursion. Like you could do some bro bonding time, and just like the three of you going out in public together would be its own excursion. You, Ronz, and Jumanji,
It was
could be.
it was hard enough at Pride Fest.
right? But I do think it would be a very fun time.
It was difficult.
Aww.
If not traumatic, there was some trauma. It was
Do
actually.
you have
there was some trauma.
PTSD from Pride? Well, from Ronz's Pride moments.
He almost exceeded the cringe factor.
He did, and a
Yeah,
few
there
times
was a
for
few
sure.
times. We had to actually rein him in. It was like a
a little
cringe.
bit.
It was a cringe tidal wave.
Hmm.
So Jumanji, I sent you my my clip of my set the other day,
Yes.
and not that I want you to say anything, but do you know how much I love it when people who don't do stand up offer to give me notes? Right?
He loves it a lot.
I like it a lot.
Can I say it right now?
Sure, why not? Sure, go ahead.
So I thought that the opening number, seeing your first and this one, the comfort level that you had on stage, it showed. And I think that says a lot about a comedian, just seeing how comfortable they are. The jokes that you had were just like, I was like, where did he get this material from? And what was interesting about it was that
Stole it.
No, your brain is warped.
I
So
know.
clearly there's where it comes from, but okay.
like your flow, dude, it was just like spot on. And how you
Aw.
like intertwined one joke 3 jokes later and like there was still a connection, like it just helped your entire segment just flow. And there were moments when like you would like cross your arms and then you would within a second you would drop your arms. And I was like, okay, he's like closing himself up, but then you realize it and then like you just adjust your body language and then that just opened you back up to the crowd. Like there was so many like good things that were just happening throughout the entire segment. It was literally really, really good.
Where's the butt? Because he's
Damn.
been like
Damn.
dreading this whole thing. He's like, Jumanji's gonna give me notes, and like you were totally thinking it was gonna be negative, didn't you?
I'm just gonna cry a little right now.
No, like you kept your jokes moving. You kept and how you were engaging with the crowd with different jokes. And I think I said to you like that part of like asking like who's on a first date, who's like it was a way to like draw your crowd in. And so I'm just like, if you go on and you travel, I feel like you can build different intros and just take pieces and just pull them into different segments. And every time I feel like you can have a different intro or a different bit because of the content that you're producing, because it just works. And you have this thing, and I think it may be your thing of just being redundant at times of making people get a joke and then they can come in at the very end and finish the joke for you. I was just like, that's his thing. That's his signature.
Nice.
Getting people to finish the joke for you. And it's
Hold
because
on.
You gonna cry a little over there? Just
Sorry,
squirt
Mike.
some? You
I'm
gonna
not-
squirt some?
I'm not crying. My eyes are peeing.
You're gonna squirt some?
My eyes are peeing. I'm
You
not
wanna
crying. I'm
you
not
wanna be the
crying.
daddy?
Just
Is
a
that what it
little.
is? Just a little?
Yeah.
Just a little?
Yeah, like it was a good piece. Did you write that yourself?
Of course.
No, who he has his writers write for it.
Ronz is writing for me on the side. That's why
Yeah.
he's so stressed out. He's writing for me.
And I mean, I know you bounce things off of The Boy, so I was wondering if The Boy.
No. This set. Sorry guys, if this is boring for us. It's one of the new. This is one of our updates that we haven't got to yet. This set I actually wrote like a week and a half before the show because I had a completely different set that I did this other completely different set that I'd done twice. One, I think.
At least twice, maybe three
Maybe
times.
it's 3
I think it was
times.
3 times. Yeah.
Yeah, I did this set 3 times, and it's mostly about my parents and about the daughter. And that was the set that I was gonna do. But I've been reading how to structure jokes and all that fun stuff. Been reading a couple different joke books. One I like, one I don't like so much. And that one spoke to me more and said, hey, how are you? What type of a character are you? Basically think about that. And I was like, oh yeah, this character fits me, and and that is the Beaveman. And there were subtle hints in there that I will not spoil for people. You would have to see the actual set, but so that's why. So I did that. That set had not been heard by anyone, which is kind of risky. You probably should try it out a little bit first before you jump into it, but I did not.
Somebody's got to be your first.
Yeah. It went well. Show was great.
Oh yeah,
All of our comedians were hilarious.
Absolutely.
Amazing venue. All
Yeah.
of the things. Summed it up. Yep.
Well, let's move on to Swan. Swan, what has been going on for you this week? Because apparently we lost Ronz, and I don't know if he's coming back because he hasn't messaged us. He hasn't messaged.
No. He's probably troubleshooting because he's very tech savvy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. What's been going on for me? Work. I'm gonna do the Ronz. Just work all the time. Working. Getting ready for Baby Swan's senior year and all the crazy things that go with that. And working on the comedy show that we just did and future comedy show things. I got promoted to CFO, CEO of the Slaptail Nation.
Well, that's
Who
kind of
promoted you? Beaveman promoted you?
Well, I mean, maybe it was self-promotion or
shouldn't that be part of the announcement now that we are actually not just the Slaptail? We are legitimately.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I figured you wanted to announce
No,
that.
no.
No, I want you to announce it as talent management, and
I didn't think that was my place.
it is. It is. You're advertising and other things as well. The Slaptail Nation is now officially the Slaptail Nation, everyone. Production company / podcast / comedy show producer.
Yeah.
Looking up for some great things, up and coming things. Shows at the Crawl Space Comedy Theater in Kalamazoo, Michigan.
And who knows in the future?
And we do real estate.
And yeah,
No
and
real
maybe
estate.
bigger. No real estate. Keeping the costs low.
I am considering getting into cotton candy sales, though. I think
Right.
that would be good. Cotton
Keeping the
candy sales.
costs low so we can pay our comedians more.
Exactly. That's one hell of a slogan there.
Isn't it? It's good. I thought it was good. Can I we have a squad member that's not here today who wants
He's
us.
not dead.
I
He's just
didn't
not here.
say he wasn't dead.
You set it up like that, though.
No
Ladies and
longer
gentlemen.
with us. I didn't say forever. He's just not here with us today.
Ladies and gentlemen,
If you-
Great Slaptail Nation.
Yes.
Oh,
So
yeah, we have a
planned on joining for today's episode, but got stuck at work. That seems like a typical Ronz excuse, though. Stuck at work. Mike Cateo couldn't join us today, but does want us to promote his
Who was it?
next. Mike Cateo.
I sharted yesterday. It was awful. I sharted yesterday. It was awful. I sharted yesterday. It was awful. I sharted yesterday.
Yeah,
It
it's
was
probably
awful.
why-
I
probably why
sharted
he's not here
yesterday.
today.
It was awful.
He's doing laundry.
Nah, that's probably not why I was not here today.
I can only taste cum if it's deposited directly into my mouth.
That
That's probably why he's
possibly
not
could
here.
be the reason.
Just
For
kidding.
sure. For sure. Anyway, Mike has some up and coming shows if anyone is in the Las Vegas area on October 5th, 6th, and 7th in several places, which we can kind of post that in our.
Who's we?
Me. You can post it in the show notes, but I'll post it on our Instagram or Facebook page to plug his shows upcoming.
Biggest ass you've ever seen.
That's me, not Mike. I mean, he might. I don't know. I didn't take a really good look. Sorry, Mike.
You did take a look? Just
I
not a
said
really
I
good look?
didn't.
You said no. What you
You
said
said you
was.
just take a really good
That
look.
is exactly what you said.
I did see more than I wanted to, probably.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
Here's an interesting story, Jumanji. The day after our show, we went and helped out with another show. And get this, the two comedians who did that show, no mic.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? We met two comedians.
One from New York, one from New Jersey. And they do shows in New York. And they knew Mike.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, how crazy is that? Apparently New York City is not nearly as big as we think it is. I don't know.
I'm sure it is.
But
as big
I'm
as
a
we
small
think it is.
town fella, so I think it's pretty big.
I mean, what are the odds? That's pretty.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty cool.
He must have been in some big or a lot of venues.
Yeah.
So
Good.
they do, yeah. Oh, we should probably shout them out, though, actually.
We should probably shout them out. So, yeah, it was Ben Miller and the guy that was traveling with him is Mark Henley.
Yeah, check them out, Slaptail Nation. Funny dudes. Funny dudes.
They have a lot of shows coming up.
Oh, yeah. they
Touring, you
do.
could check 'em
All
out.
over the whole country. That's
Yep.
pretty cool.
Beaveman, I hope that you get a chance to be in front of like a predominantly Black audience.
Oh, he's so fucking awesome.
Make it
And
happen,
you-
Jumanji. Make it
He
happen.
doesn't know any black people.
I don't know any Black people here in Battle Creek, but like your joke
He had to
about
say in Battle Creek when it was like,
your joke about funerals, that is absolutely probably one of my favorite jokes that you've ever told. I hope, and it has to be in front of the right audience, or else people are not going to get it.
Yeah.
Right.
True,
Yeah.
true.
But yeah, that would be a good day.
Ronz is back.
A good day.
Ron's
Yeah,
is
I'm
back.
sorry about
Back
that. I
again.
did have a
Back
technical
again.
hiccup. Yeah.
Right back.
So can I ask you a random question?
Yes,
Sure.
please.
And this is a question I feel like I should know, but maybe our listeners want to know too. How did the name Slaptail Squad come into existence?
Ronz?
Well, yeah. Go ahead.
You don't have the answer, Ron.
You didn't want me to answer that. I thought you wanted to answer that. I thought, okay. Well, when the Beaveman was
a small child,
back when he was just a small beaver, he brought me on, and I'm not the only one that suggested that. Hey, let's go a little bit further with this random podcast that we're doing. And I was honored to come on as a guest, right? I did. I think our first podcast was on Ecclesiastics or something like that.
Yeah, Ecclesiastes. You still can't say it right, but that's fine.
Yeah, I can't. Right. So it was pretty good. And then there was one time where we had a subject, and we never talked about the subject. It just went random on comic books or whatever it was. And I wasn't the only one that suggested, but I'll say that I was probably one of many that, hey, have we thought about going a bit further? Have you got a name for this? Right? It's like,
this is an interesting origin story that I'm not aware of, but I'm intrigued. So please
keep going.
Because it's going to get even
better.
Remember
it the way it happened. It's probably not going to be the right way. But, I came on as a guest, and then I came on as a featured guest, and then it's just like, okay.
Guest, you say. What about that time you were a showcase? Were you
Was
also
he?
a showcase?
Yeah.
Okay, showcase too.
How about that time you headlined?
And now I was going to say, and now he's headlining, and it is his podcast, folks.
No, it's not my
It is
podcast.
now his.
There you go. But we talked about it, and it's like, do you got a name for it? And it's like, okay, you just threw out a couple of names, and it's like, well, something to do with beavers or something like that. Like Beaver Shots was one of the names we kicked around, and I'm like, okay. And this just kind of evolved from the Slaptail Squad from that. And, it just kind of evolved. I mean, we got a professional artist, commissioned the Beaveman thing with the Army or paratrooper and the mic. And, we kind of kicked around the names a bit. And in the beginning, the Beaveman did not want his name mentioned. Of course, you know that if you listen to it, because I accidentally a few times mentioned his name and he goes off. And then, of course, the Swan didn't want her name mentioned. But, every now and then it got mentioned. I'm the only one that has his name in the fucking title. That
No, your name is Ronz.
Yes, and yeah. Oh, how far is that from my
I don't
name?
know. You're the only one giving that knowledge away.
Why don't we have our names?
There was an NDA, I do believe, with your profession.
No, it's because we play characters, Ronz. I'm the Swan, and
whatever.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say we just protect our licenses. Really, it's not protecting our licenses, but it's, if somebody did a search for my name, let's say, and they're a patient of mine, they might think it's odd that I do it. At this point in our career, I no longer care. I don't care.
Okay, fantastic.
But I mean, still call me the Beaveman because that's my stage name too. So but I don't care who knows my name anymore. So it doesn't really matter. What are they gonna do?
Can you tell us how Jumanji got his name?
Some rapid fire questions for Ronz today.
Yeah, I can. That was our good friend Mike Cateo, who should be on the podcast but isn't.
He's working. He has a legit excuse. He's working and he's time zones away.
Yeah.
Sharded yesterday. It was awful. I sharded yesterday. It was awful. I sharded yesterday.
He claims that he doesn't do that anymore. He hasn't done that in years.
IBS is
yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, that's good.
Or he might do it near a church. Let's be careful where he does that.
That's years ago. He doesn't do it anymore.
Okay,
all right.
fair enough. But yeah, Jumanji got the name from Mike Cateo.
That's correct.
Perfect.
All right. Now we're moving on. Ronz, did you ever even decide you were going to tell us any interesting stories over the summer, or you just decided you got nothing?
I got nothing at this particular point. I'll think about something.
You don't want to tell us about your new adventures in role playing?
LARPing? Role playing?
That's a new adventure.
Are you being a nurse at night, Ron?
A nurse, a dirty
Are
nurse.
you dressing up like a nurse?
A dirty nurse.
No. Are you talking about the Ren Fair thing?
Tell us about your jewelry. Tell us about your jewelry.
What other role playing are you doing? Are you doing some other role playing?
Okay, yeah. I see where you're going. Yeah. So
wait a minute. Hold on just a second.
Yeah.
Ron, do you not know what LARP stands for?
live action role playing.
Which is
Role playing.
Yeah.
So yeah, tell us about it.
Are
You
we
do
talking
LARP?
about LARPing in a bedroom?
no.
We
We
don't.
literally
No,
asked
no.
you about your
I
new
love-
adventures.
Yes.
We literally
Yes,
asked
we-
you about
Yes,
your new
we
adventures. in
are.
role
Yes,
playing.
we are.
Yes, we are.
Ron, yes, we are. We're talking about LARPing in the bedroom.
There we go. There
So
we
tell
go.
us what furry character you're showing up for the
Wow,
power
you
donut.
actually know about furries.
Ron, I know about role playing.
Tell me, what do you know about role playing?
Why are you
Why are
diverting?
why are you diverting?
But
Deflect.
we're listening to you.
Oh, I like that. So, yeah, I was asked to be part of a Ren Fair
He
group.
was asked. He was recruited.
Who were you asked
Yeah,
by?
I was.
By
I was
who?
actually asked to be part of a group. And I
From
said,
by
okay.
who? By who? Like what? This
He's not allowed to say.
It's-
It's
it's
top
con-
secret. Much like his work on the stealth bomber.
Oh,
this
yeah.
is also top secret.
No, I never worked on the stealth bomber.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was
What are we doing?
recruited. Some guys do kind of reenactment on fighting, and it is what it is. And I said, they asked me to come out because they know my background. I said, okay, I'll
What's
come
your
out.
background?
he's a teacher.
Oh,
Yeah.
Your background as a
He's
teacher.
a martial artist.
Yeah,
Your
He
background.
has
Exactly.
a black belt.
Your black.
there you go.
Your.
There you go.
Hey, folks, my name's Ryan.
Please do it. Please do it.
Oh, you have a new accolade to go with it. Do it and go.
Hi, folks. My name is
Anyway,
Ronz. You may remember me from the Slaptail Squad. I'm a black belt. I wear a Power Ranger cord everywhere I go. Most recently, I've decided to take up a role-playing gig as a sexy Lothario pirate.
Pilot?
As a pirate.
Wow, pilot. Where'd the pilot come
I went
from
to
there?
Claire's.
Come on.
I went to Claire's and got everything that hangs from my body pierced. And now I wear lots of jewelry, and I'm developing quite a nickel
Pierce,
rash.
huh?
I'm developing quite a nickel rash. Please, somebody give me some Benadryl quick. Caw-caw!
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So anyway, I was asked to come out and do some fighting, and I said, okay, what am I going to go as? And I said, they go, you go as a pirate if you want to. So I put together an outfit, and we sat around, and who was I? And I developed a character like that. Thank you. High five.
No, I was just making the camera not blurry. Can
Okay.
you
Don't you
I
mute
was giving
yourself
you
when
high
you're
five.
dying.
I was
Don't mute
making you
yourself when you're
giving
dying, by God. I laugh on the freaking mic.
Because I'm trying not to
No,
over-
it's funny. It's good.
take Ron's.
So can you
This is
please
so
send
good.
us a picture of your
Oh, that would be
most
dope.
recent
you
LARPing adventure and fair outfit?
Can we tag
I
it?
know you
Can we-
have them.
You got him. He's
So
Oh yeah,
He does.
Okay.
You have
He
to.
does. Remember, because he posted one of the pictures. I said, "Look, it's the douche pirate Roberts."
Oh well, I'm glad you said that. That's awesome.
yeah,
I haven't
sweet.
seen these pictures yet, Ron's.
That's because
Yeah, well,
I did not know you were into LARP, which
I'm not
For
into
different
LARPing.
reasons.
I'm into
now he's embarrassed.
LARPing
He's
is
like, I'm not into it.
basically D&D live. I just you go around and it's an entire thing. It's like going to a Ren fair.
Mhm.
People dressed as Vikings or
Mhm.
the Beaveman. They walk around going, "Hey, I'm the Beaveman," and they hit their chest a couple times. But no, LARPing is live action role playing, of course, the
Yeah.
D&D stuff.
Do you have a story you want to share, Jumanji?
Not necessarily for a different reason. I have a deep respect for those who are
Theater.
in the LARP world.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Why?
Like, so going back to my camp counselor days, there was a gentleman by the name of Grandpa Steve, and he introduced LARP to
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Grandpa Steve.
that space, and though it was not necessarily a world that I understood it enough to know that there was a group of people that were able to just embody that experience, and they got so much out of it. So for that, like, I've always had so much respect for that world. Yeah.
Oh, I would totally do Ren fairs, man. Only, especially because you can make your way up to be the actual king. I just kill everybody in front of me.
I think it's dope.
So, have you ever thought about dressing up for a Ren fair?
The wenches got to do what you say when you're king.
Who, me?
Anybody? I mean, the
So-
Beaveman, the Swan, you.
Okay, so Ronz,
Yes.
in my world, LARP is drag.
Fair enough. Have you thought about Yeah, but have you thought about dressing up for a Ren fair and actually going to one?
To a Ren fair, I have not.
They are really interesting to go to.
How
I
about
enjoy
for
them.
your world?
What about my world?
Ron and drag?
No,
No.
Jumanji and drag.
Oh, I would love to do drag.
Mm.
I would like. It's one of my ideal Halloween get-ups. I don't want to cut my beard off.
Yeah,
so
I was
Yeah,
just
that's
gonna say,
You
you
can
know,
be
I'm gonna
You can
bearded
be-
drag.
called bearded
Oh yeah,
drag.
because that's the thing too.
That is, yeah.
That's the thing too.
All right,
So-
we're gonna make that happen this season of the podcast as well. I'm gonna make that happen. I have
Writing all this
I have
stuff down?
connections. I have connections. I'm gonna make
You,
that happen.
are you writing all this down?
I'm gonna
She's the CFO.
barber adventure
Don't make a fool out of
and
yourself.
So
I'm
real
not
quick,
making
back to
I'm
the
just telling you
barber
right,
thing.
telling you right now. Don't make a fool out of yourself.
If you embarrass me in front of the Beaveman tonight, guys, I swear to God.
yeah,
I
yeah.
believe that. So, real quick, how far is your barber away from all of us?
So for me, it's about 30 minutes. Probably from the Beaveman, it's maybe about 15. I'm not sure where you're located in Kalamazoo,
Okay.
but it's out on West Main.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's about 15, 20 minutes away then.
It's
Yeah,
happening.
okay.
It's happening.
So let my hair grow out long and then have him style it for me?
No, they're not stylists.
They're barbers.
They're barbers. So they're going to cut it off. They're not going to style it for you.
So do they cut it to their specifications of what they want or what you want?
No, you're still the client.
What?
They do what you ask.
Okay.
They do what you pay them to do.
Okay. That's interesting. That took a nice twist to it.
It's like he's
And-
from an entirely different world.
Ron's world.
And they have a bowl of condoms near the front door for all of their college students who are possibly having unprotected sex.
Oh, that's interesting. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
So that bowl never gets emptied then.
Do they make you take the condoms?
No, they don't. And they don't make you try them on either.
I was just trying to think of ridiculous
knew.
Ron's questions.
Jumanji gave one.
right.
Do they make you try them on?
Do they see what size
They,
you
I
need?
was just gonna say that.
Do
There
you
you
have
go.
this in a water-based lubricant?
Funny.
Ron's is gonna take a handful. It's like,
Oh, yeah, you know,
Oh my
you
God.
want three
Oh
samples.
my god, that's so fucked up, Swan, because you know exactly what I thought of when you said that.
I do.
Oh my gosh. Here's the most okay, Jumanji. If it wasn't for the fact that this is actually how Ron's is, if there was a character like Ron's in a sitcom, I would watch it.
Oh, yeah.
But this is actually
Oh,
how
yeah.
he is. This is him. We go to this. We go. I don't even know if I can tell the story.
I don't think you
What's
should
that?
tell this
I
story.
gotta tell the story.
You're gonna tell the
let's-
story?
Let me just put it. I'm not gonna say too many specifics.
You
we
just
go.
say
We
an
go.
event.
So,
You go to an
we
event.
go to an event with Ron's. Okay, follow along. I'm not nothing
Mhm.
specific.
Okay.
This event was for a charity, and they were asking for donations. But they also foolishly bought a bunch of food for people, and so they lost money on that.
Mm.
But here's the thing:
I know what you're going for here. Yeah, I know.
it
Yeah,
was
you're
a
right.
charity show. So instead of like a normal person wouldn't like eat all their food or, take stuff home with them in a doggy bag or like fill up a duffel bag full of shit.
Aw.
Somebody I know,
We won't name names.
we won't name names, but his name starts with an R and ends with a Z.
Friends with the ons.
Might have taken a bunch of shit home with him.
I didn't take a bunch of shit home with him.
He
I
ate
ate a
like
lot
a
of shit
4-course meal.
So Ron's was probably thinking like, yo, this food is already paid for, so your
Might
loss
as
is
well
already your
not
loss
go to
before I walked in the
waste.
door.
Oh yeah.
So at least your money's not going to waste with me taking it.
There you go.
I can agree with that theory on one, but I can also disagree with it on one pointer. Because maybe he thought that and he's like, hey, I'm helping you guys out because you already paid for this. We're helping you out by eating it. But I'm also gonna take your can that you paid a deposit on.
Oh no.
I did not take a can with me.
You didn't open it, but I saw, motherfucker, I saw you take cans and pop out of the refrigerator when we walked out.
He was
Oh my God.
thirsty because he ate a bunch of salty shit.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. I did take a Sprite. You're right. I did because I ate a lot of. Yeah, you're right. I did. I ate. I ate. I think a lot of pretzels, a lot of chips, a lot of. Yeah, a lot of.
I ate all the
shit.
things. How many cupcakes did you eat?
Oh, like a half a dozen, 2 dozen, 3
His
dozen.
blood sugar was low.
Yeah, real low.
Yeah, you
real
needed
low.
that Sprite to wash it down.
Yeah, real low. Real low.
So
I can
Jumanji,
see.
so Jumanji, get this event that we were at. Let's just say there was a live performance involved, okay?
Uh-huh.
And so
Let's just say. No, there was a live performance.
But let's not say too much. We don't want them to. No. So let's just say they were at this live performance, right, Jumanji? And it was already foolish of this venue to have food for everybody
Mm-hmm.
because it's a live performance.
Yeah.
So I'm like
broccoli, chips,
pretzels,
like crunch,
like
crunch,
so
crunch.
I'm like, okay, hopefully not all these people don't eat a bunch of food. I'm like, they've got to understand this is a live performance. So I'm sitting there taking pictures, and then my number 2 and Lil Powder Donuts sit down, and I don't think much of it. I'm like, oh, my number 2 knows better than to eat loud food. He wouldn't eat food at a live performance, and all I hear is right
Well,
behind me.
All,
I'm
I
like,
didn't
what?
think I was that loud. I really did. So and then you watching me eat. Not that I'm going to say that you don't like to watch me. Right? That didn't make me feel uncomfortable, but I appreciate
Not
you
enough to
watching me.
stop eating.
Not enough at all.
I honestly was just laughing on it. I'm like, oh, my number 2 wouldn't do that. And I turn around. He's 2 fisting pretzels.
Oh yeah.
It
definitely.
makes for great content.
Oh, that's what I said.
Thanks, Ronz.
I said I would watch a show with a character like Ronz, fully expecting this person can't possibly exist, yet we know him.
Yeah.
We do.
We do. There you go.
Okay, wait. We never got to your break story. Do you want to tell it?
Whose?
Yours.
Mine? What did
Yeah.
I do on break?
I don't know. You asked all of us. What did you do?
Oh, it was a
doesn't sound like
lovely.
He had much of a break.
It was, yeah, well, I mean, technically, we did 3 shows. We did 3 podcasts, rather. Ron's did 1, JD did 2.
Mm-hmm.
So we tried to get
Oh
all
yeah,
that.
you guys went on an adventure. That was awesome.
Yeah, we went on an adventure to West Virginia.
Yeah, we went on vacation, did some cryptid, checking out one of my favorite things, cryptids. We did that.
If you want to
Some
hear about it,
pictures.
listen to those 2 podcasts from the previous season or the bonus content. Yeah.
All right.
'Kay.
Anything else you want to say?
No, I was just
boss-
plugging it.
Boss lady,
Plugging it.
you told me to talk.
Okay, go ahead. You have the microphone now.
Do I have the microphone?
Yes, you
Yeah.
do.
All right, speak. Also, we had another comedy show with this past weekend, and I did a bunch of open mics. I think I've done Swan 8. I don't know.
I think so, something like that.
I don't know.
That Jumanji miss.
I don't expect you to
that's
go to the
okay.
open mics.
You can join us anytime you want to come out. We'll keep you
mics are
posted. We'll
just-
post our calendar.
I don't even have any upcoming open mics.
No, you
now that I
don't,
Think about it
but-
actually, because I've got the show in November, so I wanted to focus on writing. So we'll see. Who knows?
Yeah.
Let me see. Witnessed some bad shit, which we talked about before the podcast, so I'm not going to bring that up. And what else? Really just, man, you know what? Americans, we work too much. Seriously, if, the whole thing about being older is that when you're old, a year in time does not seem like very long to you. So a month goes by and I'm like, holy shit, a month just went by. I did nothing meaningful with my life, for myself, for my family, for my friends. All I did was work, and it's pretty fucking horrible.
It is.
It is.
Maybe we should make that like a goal to like every once a month do something fun.
Well, I don't
Like
even-
LARPing.
Like
Yeah,
LARPing.
like LARPing.
Like something. I mean, maybe.
Whatever. I mean, that's
Yeah.
taking care of yourself, though, isn't it? Isn't it? It's
Yeah.
doing so. It's a new adventure for you. It's good for you to develop that nickel allergy, or late in life.
Mhm.
That sort of thing. Chafing from your leather pants.
So, let me ask you this then, Beaveman, and of course, Jumanji here, right? Is because, let's face it, we're all suppressing drama at some point in our life. How do we get rid of that drama? Right? How do we get to that point where we have a good time in our life? Right?
So
Go ahead. No, that's it. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yep. Every morning when I wake up, the first thing I do, I turn on music. Before I look at anything on social media, news, alarm, like I turn on some music just to get myself in a good space for me. I think we can find ways, like small things that we can do to help us with that, necessarily, or not necessarily feel like we have to do something drastic or major. Find something what pleases you and tap into that the very first thing in the morning.
So what type of music motivates Jumanji in the morning?
Honestly, it's either like gospel or neo soul, whatever I'm feeling in the morning when I get up. I just tap right into it before I look at anything else. I try not to even look at the clock too long before I tap into it.
Tries not to look at the calendar.
Hiyo.
Hey, Beaveman got jokes.
Well, he is an up and coming comedian.
Why, Ronz?
He's already arrived, Ronz.
Oh, okay. All right. No, that's interesting. I mean, what you go to, Beaveman?
Oh, it's totally what Swan and I are doing now. That's the podcast is
not that.
The podcast has always been my outlet for all of this stuff, which has helped tremendously. And now this new endeavor with the Swan, producing, trying to produce comedy shows, trying to participate in the comedy community and the improv community and all that stuff here locally that's been helping out a lot. That makes me smile. When I'm on stage, I actually am happy. I'm not like faking it. I wouldn't want to do it if I didn't enjoy it. Even when people don't laugh, Swan can attest to this. I usually don't laugh at myself unless they don't laugh at me. So, like, if I say a joke that I think is pretty obviously funny and they don't get it, then I'm like, you guys don't get it.
Yeah. Which is fine too. That's fine. That's fine.
I get it. That's fine.
Yep.
That's good.
The obvious downfall is spending time with Swan, but other than that, it's fine.
Harsh.
All right. Apparently, I've got to. We don't have commercials, Jumanji.
Can we find one?
We can.
Can Ronz make up one?
Ronz,
sure. Let me
make up a commercial.
Ronz, you want to make up a commercial while I give you a beat? And
is it starting now?
Make up the commercial,
right.
Ronz.
This is the there we go. We got the beat. Yeah. So
fail.
I'm trying to stay serious here for a second. So yeah,
your commercial doesn't have to be serious.
Okay, let's Swiss. Are we still sponsored by Swiss Navy Lube?
This is the worst commercial.
Why don't you do a commercial for the podcast?
What, Ronz? Wait.
Ronz, and go. Give him the beat again.
Literally done a commercial for anything, Ronz.
Podcast commercial. And go.
So this is the Ronz with the Beaveman, the Swan, and Jumanji on P-Break. So
I'm sure he wants the audience to know that. It's all good.
The audience needs to know everything, don't they? You're listening to the Slaptail Squad. Just remember, we say stupid stuff. We say stupid stuff, so you don't do stupid stuff.
Except the Ronz.
I try not to.
Wow, that was the worst commercial I think I've ever heard.
Now, it's on the spot.
Can you do it one?
Your improv skills are not strong, young Padawan.
Well, right now off the spot. No,
that is improv right on the spot. Definition of improv.
I get that, but I did see that that improv workshop coming up, and
Ronz, do it.
Do it, Ronz.
Do it, Ronz.
Unfortunately, right now that's not my budget. I thought about it because I've always wanted to do an improv workshop. I mean, I'm actually gonna. And watching the set of the comedians that I did, I watched a lot of body reaction.
In your pants?
In
your pants?
No, not my pants. However, what I really like is Brie when she worked the audience. The comedian.
Yeah.
She was great.
It's called crowd work.
No, I thought they were all great and all in their and they were super chill afterwards too.
Yeah. Anyway,
love
moving
that.
on. Ronz, I just wanted
Yeah.
to talk about the whole audience thing. Yeah, it depends on the comedian. Maybe
Yeah, I agree.
Some people want the house lights so dark that they can't see the audience. Some people want it lit in the front, or some people want lighting, whatever. When we were setting up the stage lighting, and I said, can you make the audience darker? Can you make the audience darker? And of course, they're all improv people, and they're like, you don't want to see the audience? I'm like, not really. I don't do crowd work. I don't need to see the audience, and I didn't know if any of our comedians did crowd work, but they're like, oh well, we're improv people. We obviously want to see the audience. I'm like, yeah, you're improv. I don't, unless it's going to be like if I had a crowd work game, which I doubt I ever will. It's very minimal. Then maybe I'd want to see the audience, but otherwise.
Well, your penis joke was crowd work. I like that.
But it didn't elicit it elicited a reaction, but it didn't want a comment back from the audience.
Yeah. I didn't see my penis joke. My penis joke. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think it was just supposed to be implied, Ronz.
Yeah, I didn't even say it.
Okay, fair enough.
Ronz likes the word penis. Clearly. No?
Did we get it? Did we really get an update at all? On not really. Yeah, we got updates.
We got updates.
Yeah, that's the first time. I was just telling somebody earlier why I don't need a specific, why I don't need a shock mount anymore. I was like, because I'd never hit my mic anymore, and then I just did it. But that's okay because
now somebody has to edit that.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to edit that out.
I'll tell you. You're gonna have to yell at yourself later, and that's not gonna be a nice conversation with yourself.
You think you're fucking funny, Tromani? You got jokes now?
I don't. I'm not a comedian.
I'll throw you right. I'll throw you right the fuck off this podcast.
Oh, I'm gonna invite him back as CEO/CFO.
And you know what? He even better. He's gonna bring the advice of Sister Bernice, and she's gonna tell you why.
It's Mother Bernice. It's Mother Bernice.
Mother Bernice.
Yeah, we should hear more from her.
Know my name.
Right.
Know my name.
I do.
Know my name.
I do know your name.
Okay. Well, Ronz, it's probably about that time. It's been.
What time is that?
It's been months, Ronz.
Yes.
It's probably about time for the ignorant members of the Slaptail Squad to ask equally ignorant questions of our special chocolate pudding pop Jumanji. This is Prideside Chat with Jumanji. I wrote that last part.
You did.
I did. That was the
awesome.
only part I added. Ronz.
Yes, that would be me.
It would be you. Do you have any questions for?
Yes,
Jumanji,
I do.
This podcast.
I do. I'm glad you asked that. Jumanji.
Go ahead.
That would be you, of course.
Ronz, go ahead with your question.
I want to personally thank you for the beautiful people comment that you taught me during Pride Fest.
You're welcome.
So during Pride Fest next year, if we go, what can you expect to teach me that I made the mistake of doing this year?
We have a list.
So I don't repeat myself.
Real quick, Ronz, may I ask you a question?
Why not? It's your podcast.
Do you want the whole list or just the top 10?
Sure, go for it. Whatever you feel like. Hey-o.
Hey-o.
So I think the other members of the Slaptail Squad should chime in because I wasn't part of all interviews. Some I sat back.
But you could just give one suggestion.
One thing that, what was your question? Is doing differently?
Yes. Or a piece of advice for him.
For next time.
Or anybody for that matter.
But mainly you. He's trying to lump all of us into.
Yep, I am. I mean, if I'm going to go down on a sinking ship, I'm dragging everybody to the bottom.
One thing, and this is just me going off with the first thing coming in my head, I would have to think back through the interviews. Not necessarily thinking that everything about Pride Fest is sexual. That it's also a place where families come in, so not everything has to be dirty and nasty. And
Well, first of all, I didn't write those damn questions, so keep that in mind.
true, we didn't write. We wrote the initial questions. However, there were several follow-up questions that we did not write.
Yeah, that's the way it goes. I was just
I gotta ask.
Maybe he really should take that improv class.
In ways, I think that was just Ron's just way of saying, "Hey, these are all the things that I have inside of me that I just now have a space
let's not go that far.
where I can release them."
He wasn't making reference. He wasn't making reference to being gay, Ronz. He was just, I think he was saying maybe you're having some sexual repression and you were trying to express yourself.
Maybe
in a
I
different
am.
way.
So also with that, because you're in that part of the community to a point.
To a point.
To a point.
To a point.
So, what would you like to see introduced into Pride Fest?
More butt
Say that one more
stuff.
time.
So, being in the gay community, what would you like to see introduced into the Pride Fest next year? Besides Beaveman.
You can answer
I honestly would not be against seeing you up in drag on stage for one of the nights.
Okay.
I think you're better off seeing him. I think you're better off seeing him as a member of the freaking horror realm.
I've done
horror makeup.
I meant just like right now. Not you don't even have to do anything. Just right now.
Oh my god! Get over this full year.
And Ross, the thing about drag, like you can tighten pieces of yourself that you are comfortable with, so you can show up in a black belt and go out on stage and perform. Like it can be a thing.
There you go.
Sexy black belt.
That can be your name. Sexy black belt.
There you go. There you go.
Booty shorts and a black belt.
Well, what would you like to see at Pride Ronz?
I think more, honestly, just being there for that one day, I saw a lot of coming together. I thought that was awesome. I'm going to go serious here for a second. I saw with breaking character here, I saw a lot of everybody accepting everybody. Now, I'm old school military, which was Sir, Ma'am, and of course that offended somebody. I get that. But when you taught me beautiful people, and I made the comment, that shit really works. That opened my eyes. But the one thing I really would like to see is a more, I'd like to see a little bit more musical acts going up on stage, right? Just to keep the vibe going. I thought that was so good. I mean, I heard different DJs and everything like that throughout there, but I'd like to see more musical acts, right? And sort of like I'm old school music, like Eurasia, Bronski beat. That's kind of new wave English, but they were all for LGBTQT music back in the 80s and early 90s. So they were ahead of the curve, right? And you don't hear it too much nowadays, right? Just because it's so accepted. But I'd like to see more music like that introduced. So
yeah,
I thought it'd be great.
I would like to yank the Beaveman's chain and go.
I would like to see them move the vendors out of the square and put the vendors all out behind the fence so that people actually have room to talk to each other, dance, converse, and all that other stuff. It was too cluttered with vendors, in my opinion.
If they have that whole road on the side, they should
Like,
use the vendors over there. That is a good idea. That may be a
there's
great
not enough.
suggestion.
How are you supposed to like meet people, talk to people, hang out, and everything if everything is just cluttered with vendors taking up all the space?
Yeah, like in a circle around the
I mean, they could
entire
have pushed.
perimeter.
They could have pushed a bunch of it out.
Yeah.
Like where we were at, they had plenty of room. They put us out there, and we got like shit canned out in Shitsville. Anyway, the other thing I would like to see for Pride is a partnership between Outfront and the Slaptail Squad as one of the sponsors of the or whatever, in some way, shape, or form affiliated with that whole festival.
Okay.
And I mean, if I was really wanting to dream, although I know it's not their thing at Pride, I'm like, a comedy competition the night before would be sweet.
Oh, that would be cool.
Or something.
It would be.
Yeah.
It would be.
That's
And
how
I
you
feel
float
like
shit out there in the universe. Just
Make it happen.
Yeah, and if you compare that with a good drag show, which we don't have really good or many drag shows here in the area, but there is an audience that obviously have an appreciation for it. If we can combine the two, and you'll make your money for sure, one way or another.
Definitely. That would be great.
And with that, you get ears in whatever space it is that you're utilizing. So it's a win-win.
Yeah, for sure.
I like that. That's
Floated to the universe or the multiverse.
What about you, Swan? You got a suggestion?
I don't think so.
You got no suggestion?
I got no suggestions right now.
That was helpful. Great segment.
Sorry.
Great segment, Swan.
I'm sorry.
I don't know how that was really. That really wasn't much of a. I don't know, Ronz. That really wasn't much of a cringy gay question for Jumanji.
Do you have one for Jumanji?
I didn't. I forgot it.
Oh no.
Oh.
Well.
Oh, well, let's just throw a typical Slaptail Squad question out there then. Jumanji. Does you know how not every rectangle is a square, but every square is a rectangle?
Mm-hmm.
Do all gay men suck dick, or is that a square rectangle thing?
It's a square rectangle thing. Not all.
Now, if you don't, okay, worst case scenario. Well, no. What else would you do? If you're not a giver or a taker, and you don't suck the D, what are you gonna do? Hold hands, or mutual masturbation?
Snuggle. Fraught.
Or
you can snuggle, you can throt, you can rim, you can just fuck. You can go ahead.
Okay, so let's say that you meet someone and you're together. These are great. These are Ron's questions. Perk up, Ron.
Why are they my questions? You're the one
they're
asking
gonna
me,
get
not
good.
me.
It's about to get good.
Your private hell, when you want to know something. Right? No, you don't get to drag myself me into hell when you want to know something.
Wait. You were just taking us all down in that sinking ship, but now you don't want to be part of our LGBTQ community.
I do, but when you go, I want to know something, but you're going to blame me because you want to know it.
He wants to drown us all, but he's not going to take us here.
No, I'll take everybody with me if you want to go, but you don't put the blame on me when you want to know something. Right? There's a big difference.
I'm asking for your benefit.
No,
okay, here we go.
Here we go.
Jumanji, let's say you meet someone and you're
at
both,
Applebee's.
Sure. And you're both bottoms. How do you work that out? Do you flip a coin?
If you're both bottoms, then you probably find other ways of pleasing each other outside of penetration. So masturbating together, oral play. Yeah, you just find ways of not engaging in penetration into the anus.
Gotcha. Okay. Let's reverse that question, Ronz. Do you want to ask the second part of that question?
Wait a minute. No.
You know what the second part is, Ronz.
No, actually, I don't.
Isn't it just the opposite? What, right? What
I think you still flip a coin.
You still flip a coin? Okay.
The second part of that question, Ronz, is what if you meet someone and you're both
tops?
Tops. Okay, I understand that. Okay, so. Well,
same answer. You just
so. It depends on the tops. Tops are usually a different mindset, so they feel like the only thing that they can do is top, and they don't do anything outside of that. So depending on where they're at, they're not really usually interested in doing anything outside of topping. Not willing to engage in any other sexual interaction.
Fascinating.
They're boring.
Okay.
So this is why verse people are the best.
Okay, good to know.
Take notes, Ronz.
So no, I'll ask a crazy question. So
if you embarrass me in front of the Beaveman tonight, guys, I swear to God.
Do you switch then? Are you a top or a bottom?
That's what verse means.
Are you asking me? I don't know if I can answer this on podcast.
Ronz.
I think Jumanji is blushing.
I am, because that's really just revealing myself in a completely different way.
I feel like
that's also revealing Ronz that he doesn't know what verse means.
Okay, well, that's a great cringy moments with Ron's moment.
There you go.
He learned something. Did you learn something?
No,
Do you know what it means yet?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't.
What does being verse mean, Jumanji?
So a verse person is a person who can show up however they need to show up in the bedroom. They can be either a top or a bottom. They can take or give.
You can either be this or this.
Or they can be both in the same night.
There you go.
Not that
Learned.
it's never concerned me, but okay.
Okay. You don't have to make it known.
Here's my final question.
Yes.
What? Jumanji, is it gay if I want Amethyst to stand behind me and reach around to jerk me off?
No.
Not even a little?
No.
Why would it be gay?
Yeah, that's my question too. Why would it be gay?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
Was it because you're imagining me being a man hand?
No.
Wow.
No, it's because you're behind me on my booty.
Uh-huh.
You ain't got nothing to put in my. You ain't got nothing to put in my booty.
Well, you could probably get a strap
If you
on
want
if
me
you wanted
to, I have
feel.
2 hands.
So,
promises.
you want to get?
See?
You need a strap on there.
No, I have
Swan?
2 hands.
It does give a different experience of like ejaculation and all of that, and not necessarily like meaning that the person standing behind you has to do something that penetrates your anus, like just caressing it or rubbing over it, like the excitement of that can just do a lot more than what you think.
Well, I don't really have
there's
butt
this
cheeks, so my
intimacy level
butthole gets massaged all the time on the bed just when I sit on it because I don't have any butt cheeks.
That is true. He's like a goat.
Okay,
I'm like
you need to
Sammy.
write that down.
I'm like Sammy. I could sit on the floor and just have my butthole on our carpet everywhere I sit.
No, don't say that. Because now I just imagine you like scooting around like a dog, scratching their butt. So okay, Beaveman. Oh my. Okay.
That's a good one.
So your joke that you had about like having a flat butt, like you can possibly tie this into that and just add more humor to that bit line that you had in your show.
Oh my God! You know what? I was listening to this. You guys ever hear that comedian who talks about how you should shave your butthole?
Yes.
No.
Anyway, I was telling Swan about that, but I was in Chicago, and their handicap bar was just the right height where you could like put your foot on it comfortably and shave your balls. I was like, I need to get one of these installed in my own bathroom. It was super comfortable.
Our bathroom has a step.
No, it was slightly lower than that.
Oh, so like just a little step?
The step was too high. Our step is too low, and our bar is too high. It was like the perfect height. I just put my leg up there and hung out.
I just imagine Swan walking in and you're at the front door where you have that little ledge and you're just like, hey, how was work today?
It's too high. It's too high, Jumanji. It's too high.
Too high?
It's
Okay.
It's too high. It was not the perfect height of the.
But what about like in the like it's got the railing and then the hole of the ledge? You could put it on that part, right? Or is that still too high?
Too high. You don't understand. If you were in the shower, I'll tell you, you would have put your foot out there and go, you know, this is like the perfect height for me to shave my vajayjay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why does Jumanji look mortified?
I slightly am.
We can't talk about vajayjays?
Vajayjay made him uncomfortable.
Aww.
No.
He makes us talk about cock all the time.
I'm
but we don't
glad
have
I'm
to-
not the one that made you slightly mortified. It was the being bad.
No. I would just replaying scenarios. But hey,
handicap bars?
whatever works for you.
Oh.
Clean balls. You can use Nair if you want.
Yeah, that's right. Because Jumanji's one of those purists. He doesn't shave his testicles.
No.
He thinks that's gross. I'm like, but you know what I think's gross?
What's that?
Hairy testicle.
I do appreciate your man grooming. Yeah. Grooming. Yeah. You know.
When you check out a patient, you say, "Nice grooming."
No.
Oh, I don't want to go to jail. Do I have to go to jail?
No, you don't like definitely talk. That is like a whole separate category. It's not a sexual thing at all. It's not. It's like, ugh.
Yeah.
Well, Jumanji never said it was a sexual thing. He just said nice grooming.
No,
You definitely would never
that puts
say
it
that.
in the
You go too
category
jail.
of that.
Oh, it
that's
does.
that's
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, it does.
no,
Ron.
it's cringy as fuck because I remember going to a provider when I was like 20, I don't know, whatever, and they're doing their exam and like, ooh, that's a cute belly button ring. No, cringe. Never going back to that provider again. You shouldn't bring up stuff. Oh, nice tattoo. Nice. Like, nope.
Well, it depends on what the tattoo is.
I mean, not on a right, I guess. If it's on your like arm and invisible.
I mean, if you've got a tattoo of a hand pointing down at your vajayjay, yes, I should not comment on that. But if you've got a sick arm tattoo, I'm pretty sure.
Arm, yeah, not okay, yeah.
Okay.
We'll just go back to the belly button ring. That's like a too intimate of a discussion to have.
Yeah. So there's a difference in like appreciating the art physically as opposed to appreciating
the location and yeah.
It's giving. I get that.
Like, that's a nice tattoo on your vagina. I don't have a tattoo on my vagina.
I don't have a vagina.
I have a vagina.
You want to see?
Anyways.
Anyway, now I don't even know what the fuck we're. Oh, Ronz, you lost a connection with us when I said, Ronz, ask the obvious question, but then you lost connection.
About LARPing, if I remember.
No, it wasn't about LARPing. It was about Jumanji's barber.
Oh,
and I said, go ahead, Ronz, ask the obvious question that you really want to ask.
I don't know what that question would have been. Actually, honestly, all I know is that, if he cuts hair, I mean,
you're going there. You're going there.
Yeah, I'll go there.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll go. I mean, physically go there. So we're all going to meet there, and remember.
What was the question that you were just about to ask?
I don't know. I can't remember. I'm sorry.
Well, then maybe he wasn't going to ask it.
Maybe he wasn't.
No.
Jumanji, do you know what question I was trying to use the Jedi mind trick on Ronz to make him ask?
So I feel like initially I may have known, but then just hearing what he was saying just now, I'm like, my mind went to like manscaping.
Whoa.
But what was the initial question? I feel like I had it then, but because we've gotten
I was
so
waiting
far away
for
from
Ronz to ask if your barber was gay because he cuts your hair.
Why would I ask that?
I feel like that's what you were going to ask, but then we lost connection because you looked like you really wanted to. And then I said, what question you want to ask, Ronz? And you're like, oh, and then we lost you.
No.
Yeah. He's not. He's a heterosexual male. And I know that because
you tried to turn him.
Because you hit on him? No, just kidding.
No, we just as men, like in barbershops, like you just have very open and honest conversations about things, and I just happen to gain his experience. And he knows where I am. And in spite of he's
still cut your hair.
Yep.
I don't think in spite of it is no.
I say that because I've had experiences where that hasn't been the case, and where I've been made to feel uncomfortable or not welcome or.
Really?
Oh, that happens to me all the time.
In this day and age?
Happens to me all the time, and I'm not even gay.
Yeah.
Where have they made you feel uncomfortable at?
I won't say because I don't want to discredit their business because they do work. They do good work, but just not for.
That's crappy.
So in this day and age, you don't want to mention the business, of course. There is a judgmental barbershop.
He didn't say it was the barbershop. He just said he wasn't going to mention the business.
Go to that establishment.
Yeah.
No, I didn't ask him where it was. I just said there's a judgmental.
Yeah, but he also didn't say. He also didn't say it was.
There wouldn't be so many judgmental people out
there.
there.
You got to be really. You don't really mean that statement, do you? Is that like a bit?
No. Well, I would think that people would be more accepting and tolerable these days.
How do you figure? No. We have hate crimes consistently. They're trying to take. There's multiple states passing legislation to take away rights of transgender children. They're trying to, as far as I can tell, it seems like they're trying to reverse gay marriage, which I think is a good thing because why do you guys want to get married? Fuck that. And I'm like out front just had its windows smashed like 3 weeks ago.
Every day.
There's nothing but discriminate. It's worse. This is like the worst it's been in my entire life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tolerant. I don't think there's good tolerance. I think it's worse.
It is. It was almost like it was better if people just kept silent. If people muted their voices and not said what they want, what they needed. And though they weren't necessarily given the like what they want, is they weren't going through a lot of these hate crimes that we're experiencing now, where people are getting hurt, businesses are getting destroyed, lives are getting taken.
That, that's interesting because I work with a lot of trans and openly gay people, and I guess because I work with them closely, I didn't know about the out front windows being broken or anything like that, because I can carry on conversations with them about anything and everything, and they're very open, they're very friendly and everything, and they, there's a mutual respect there.
Yeah, but I don't think that you're as close to them as you think you are.
Probably not,
because if you don't know this, if you don't know this stuff is going on, then they're not talking to you. You don't have the relationship you think you have with them.
You're probably right. You're probably right. Once again, we'll chalk that up to the Beaveman always being right.
No, I'm just saying that they don't feel comfortable sharing that with you because it's going on. Trust me.
Not that they don't feel comfortable. They have their work relationship and their outside of work relationship that you don't have to bring to work.
Yeah.
Yep. And they intentionally keep that separate because this work that's taking care of my home, my bills.
Yeah.
So they're not going to allow anything to possibly interfere with that, and they'll suck up and deal with whatever they have to deal with while they're on that 9 to 5. For some, it becomes too much, and then they move on. But for some, this is all I have right now. I can't afford to do anything to lose this. So if that means I need to bite my tongue, then that's what I would do. And that's probably what more do than what we may think.
Or not everybody goes to work to be friends with people they work with. You can go to work to go to work and come home.
Exactly right.
Yeah,
they go to listen to our podcast, and that's all they should do.
I'm not trying to make friends at my work.
Right. I mean,
this lady who works with me, she's something else.
What's her name?
She works right upstairs. She works upstairs, and you always hear her like toe walking all over the top of your head. It's very annoying.
I don't work at your work. I just work in the same work environment that you work at.
Who said I was talking about you?
Because you said she works upstairs and you work from home. I mean, I put 2 and 2 together.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
She
well.
brings you food every day, though.
Yeah, just like a prison guard. Hi-yo!
Hi-yo!
All right then. Well, it's been nice. Linking back up. It's been nice. We've had a good break. We're back for season 5, folks. Cool things on the horizon. I think we're gonna start hitting up merch. I think we're gonna start doing merch.
Cool.
Got some ideas. We got some fun.
And did you notice at the comedy show? I plugged the Slaptail Squad. Not that we had that big banner behind us or behind you on the stage. I did wear my Slaptail Squad shirt.
Thank you.
I did.
It was the only clean shirt in my closet.
No, I've got two of them, mind you. 2 clean shirts.
Excellent.
All right.
Oh, Ronz, I see your muscle flex in there.
He was trying to like.
He did that on purpose.
This guy's cut off circulation from his tourniquet on his arm. Oh boy!
I gave today.
It's like it's gonna make it look big. The Macho Man, the Ultimate Warrior. That was who had the straps around his arms.
Yeah.
All right.
All
right. Well, I guess then. Shout out to JD Hutchins of the Monsters Lair. He will be on season break. Actually, he's on season break right now.
Yeah, he's coming back for a Halloween episode.
Oh, that reminds me. We have to. Should we do that now?
No, we should do it next week when Mike is back.
Oh, okay. We'll do it next week when Mike's back. Just make sure everybody reminds me that we're gonna do that thing for JD.
That thing for JD.
Next week.
Stay tuned, folks. Thing for JD.
Thing for JD. Okay.
Yeah. And so I guess then shout out to Crawl Space Comedy Theater and all the fine comedians.
Amazing venue.
Everywhere.
Great
and
comedians.
thank you. Shut the fuck up, Swan. I'm doing my thing.
Wait, I wanted to practice interrupting because I missed it over break. That's what I missed.
Anyway, I was speaking and you wouldn't shut the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
Again. Not even what I was going to say. This is what happens all the time. This happens all the time in my life.
What's Crawl Space Comedy?
Shout out.
Shout out to
all the fine comedians in the world. Ugh.
Keeping the world funny?
I had a whole thing I was going to say.
Yeah.
don't know the thing I was going to say, but it's just not going to happen now. All right. Adios, mooch fuckos.
Bye from the Swan.
Deuces.
And from the Ronz. Stay sane, motherfuckers. It's a crazy world out there.
I don't know how the JJ works.
Oh.